Hey, welcome back to the Locked and Loaded podcast. Back for another one, and trying to keep this as consistent as we can. Let's see how far we can go. So, welcome back. I hope you've had a good last 2 weeks over the international break. I know I have, and I've actually started finding a bit of joy these little breaks without football. So like when the football ends, sort of takes a pause, and I also take a pause from football as well, and I like reduce my intake of podcasts, my intake of just general football news. And I think being off of Twitter for quite a while now, actually, for almost a year, I think, more or less, it's also been quite good for me. So I hope the time away has been good for you too. Yeah, man. So we came back this past weekend. Premier League action against Nottingham Forest, where Arsenal came out the winners with a 3-0 victory. Could it have been more? I don't know. I think 3-0 was a fair result considering how slow the first half was. Some people argue more. I don't think so. I think 3-0 is a fair result. I think Nottingham Forest really defended well in that first half. And Arsenal were a bit flat at times. I thought we started out well generally in the first half, but then I think once we got to like 15th, 20th minute, it kind of just went flat for a little bit. Just for a little bit. And then we picked it up towards the end of the half. And it ended up being a very, very comfortable game for us in the end. So what was this game about? This game was about, I think if you look at it on the whole, this game was about the new signings, right? I think this game demonstrated how important it was for us to get 8 players in, how important it was for us to get the depth in the squad, how important it was for us not only to get the depth, but to get the depth in quality. So making sure that the players that we're bringing in are actually good enough to fill in when needed to just fill in, or even better, to actually compete for places, right? And so if you look at the goal scorers, if you look at who our best performers were on the day, generally throughout the team, it was the new signings. So we can start off with Martin Zubimendi, our new central midfielder, our new defensive midfielder, who came in to replace Thomas Partey, scoring a sensational volley from outside of the box. I mean, we very rarely see this kind of goal from Arsenal in general. I mean, even throughout Arsene Wenger's last 10 years, it was rare for us to shoot from outside the box, and definitely for a Mikel Arteta team, it is something so rare to see someone just send an absolute rocket into the top corner. And he then topped that off with a second goal. And Zubimendi scored 2 goals. Second one being a header, something that you don't associate with Zubimendi that much, scoring with his head. And just generally had a really good game. He kept things ticking over in midfield, kept possession well, and it's still early days, but he's looking like a really good addition to the midfield. I still think there's more to come from him, just in terms of spraying the ball a little bit better, showing us how vast his pass selection and passing range actually is. Just with regards to passes that break the lines, which usually means like passing centrally, passing inward, as opposed to in passing forward, as opposed to passing to the side or passing to the wingers on either side, which is what we generally see from a Mikel Arteta midfielder. But the one quality that Thomas Partey really shined in for me and really opened my eyes, especially once he got going at Arsenal, was having those penetrative passes and having those passes that really just cut right into the center of another team. Zubimendi 100% has that. We've seen him do it for Spain. We've seen him do it for Real Sociedad. And I know that he can do it for Arsenal, but it's going to take a little bit of time because that type of pass and that pass selection requires an understanding with your midfield partners. It requires an understanding with your striker as well, because they need to be in the right place and open up that passing lane in order for you to actually make that pass. So yeah, still a lot more to come from Zubimendi, but great to see him get into the score sheet. Christian Mosquera came in for William Saliba, who picked up an injury in the first 5 minutes versus Liverpool. I mean, Mosquera looked amazing at Anfield, sensational. It was like Saliba who? We just did not miss Saliba at Anfield. 2 weeks later, again, we did not miss Saliba at all. I think Mosquera came in and just looked phenomenal. Had a really good performance. Again, it helps that he's got Gabriel Magalhaes on the left of him, and he has Urian Timber on the right of him, and then Martin Zubimendi in front of him, and then David Raya behind him. He just got experience all around him, and the dude is only 20 years old. He was so good, man. At only 20 years old, and you're that good. Yeah, exciting times ahead. Really good signing, and only signed him for 13 million. Listen, if he keeps developing at this rate, look, Gabriel Magalhaes, we've seen the rumors over the last couple of years. There's always been this kind of threat that he might leave at some point. Same with William Saliba as well. You've always got Real Madrid sort of circling around us. And I think Mosquera, he comes in for whoever leaves first. Mosquera is the first one in for me, at least judging from what we've seen right now. It is very, very, very early. And, yeah, we're going to have to see on that one, but amazing. Right, and then moving to our front line. It was an all new front line, right? All 3 players. So usually we would have had Bukayo Saka, Kai Havertz, and Martinelli. This time we had Victor Gyökeres, Noni Madueke, and our new, and really good to see him start, our new star player, Eberechi Eze, on the left-hand side. There were signs, right? I think in this game, we got to see what each of them could do individually. And what we're looking for in the long run is what can they do in combination with each other. Right, so if we start with Noni Madueke, I thought he was brilliant, and he actually does what I think Saka can't do consistently, and that is to consistently beat his man. I think Saka is, at least right now, I think in terms of football IQ, is the better player. And I've said this for so long, but Saka never really gets me off my feet. He's quick, he's strong, but Saka's superpower is his brain. Not to say Madueke doesn't have football IQ, but for me, he's just, in terms of a flair player, I think Madueke is better. But as you saw in this game, and that's the difference between him and Saka, is end product, right? He had 14 crosses, I think, into the box, but only 4 of them were on target. Stuff like this. Having accurate shots at goal, scoring goals, getting assists. This is the thing that he'll need to work on. This is the thing that he will need to develop. But until we get to that point, we're going to have to take what we get as Madueke, and what we got was an electrifying performance. Really, really good. Just a constant threat. And I really enjoyed that performance. Really, really good performance. Victor Gyökeres, our new striker, listen, he's no Kai Havertz in terms of dropping deep, linking up play, keeping possession, getting involved, being busy. He's not Gabriel Jesus, elite dribbler who can beat 1, 2, 3, 4 men. But what he does have ahead of both of those guys is that he can score goals. He knows where the goal is. He knows where to be. He knows what runs to make. He knows when to hold his run. He just knows when to be at the right place at the right time. And that's what he has ahead of those two. And that's why he will score more goals than those two. And, listen, we're going to need Kai Havertz when he comes back. And I still think that Gabriel Jesus might just have something to say should we win one of the big trophies this season. I really do believe that. So both of those players are so important. But Gyökeres just knows how to score goals, and he got into the score sheet again today. Calafiori played a quite sensational ball over the top of the Nottingham Forest defense, and which is a great segue onto Eberechi Eze. Eze runs onto the ball, and first time with his weaker foot, his left foot, drills a low cross right into the path of Victor Gyökeres, and Gyökeres scores. So again, I know I said there was no combination really with the new guys up front, and probably that was the best example of a combination because it resulted in a goal. And what a goal it was my favorite out of all 3 goals. That was my favorite goal, because it was just simple. Ball over the top, player running onto the ball, hits it first time, Gyökeres finishes first time, goal. That's it, simple. If Martinelli had run onto that ball, he would have taken 4, 5, 6 touches. The ball goes out for a corner. If somehow the ball got into the box, Kai Havertz, I don't know if he scores that goal. It's uncertain. If Jesus is the striker in the center, is he even in the box? That's the thing with Jesus. He wasn't ever even in the box to begin with. So yeah, so really good. And that's just all our new guys, man. All our new guys, just, they did something. They contributed something. And because we had these new players, we were able to just rest players. I mean, Declan Rice didn't start. Martin Odegaard went off again with another injury, unfortunately, but we're able to bring in Ethan Nwaneri. Noni Madueke starts ahead of Saka because Saka's injured now as well. Still waiting for him to come back. Kai Havertz is injured. Gyökeres is there. Martinelli and Trossard are not in good form. Eberechi Eze is there, and it's just nice to see. It's just nice. I mean, we spent so many years where we watched our players get their legs literally broken. Abu Diaby, broken. Aaron Ramsey, broken. Eduardo, broken. Jack Wilshere, broken. Santi Cazorla, broken. And we never had anyone to come in to replace those players. If anything happened to those players, there was never anyone to come in behind them. If players went off form, Mesut Ozil's form went off a cliff, we never had anyone to replace him. Olivier Giroud, who I will never forgive. I will never forgive him for that 2016 season where he went an eternity without scoring goals. There was no one to come in behind him to fill in that space. Over the last 3 years, even if you look at Arteta's teams, it's just been like, if someone went down injured, it was basically season over for us, But now it's like, no Ben White, no Declan Rice, even though he wasn't injured, was just being rested, but no Martin Odegaard, no Kai Havertz, no Jesus, no Bukayo Saka. And we've just got guys ready to come in. If Martinelli's off form, if Trossard is off form, we've got somebody to come in. Calafiori started the season off very, very, very well. But if he goes off the boil, we've got someone to come in. And it's just been an absolute refresher. It's been really good. And it was a good performance, man. Signs. There were signs there of some pretty footballs. There were signs there of some relationships starting to form. And yeah, I think we're going to get there. I think we're going to see something good from this team. I'm feeling confident. The Liverpool game was not great. For me personally, I thought there was a lot of excuses for the manager, a lot of excuses for the team. I just think look, from me, the way it just looked like we did not go there to win. And I will die on that hill. It didn't look great from where I was sitting, and I was very disappointed with the result and very disappointed with the performance. But just judging from the Leeds game, judging from this Nottingham Forest game, there are signs. There are signs that we could be on the way to something special. We have Champions League football tomorrow night, so looking forward to watching that. Always love a good Champions League run. I mean, we're really good in the Champions League last season, so I really hope that continues this year. And then we've got big, massive game against Manchester City this coming weekend. I think it's at home. I want to say it's at home. So that's going to be a massive game. They just thumped Manchester United 3-0, but watching those games back, I mean, Manchester United's defense was all over the place. Manchester City are never scoring those goals against us. Never in a million years. And I think that Manchester City game is a really good opportunity for us to end their Premier League season early. I think if Manchester City lose one more game, that's it. Especially if it's now early on. If that third loss comes in March next year, then it means that they are definitely in the title race up until that point and even beyond. But if we can get that third loss nice and early, get the 3 points against them now, stall them now, for me, their season is essentially over when it comes to winning the Premier League. Yeah, that's it for this week. So I hope you enjoyed that recap. And I don't know if I'm going to do a podcast after the Bilbao game. Maybe I will. Let's see. I'll have to think about it. Alright. So, thanks again for joining me on the Locked and Loaded podcast. If I don't see you sometime this week, I will definitely be dropping something after the Manchester City game. So, Until the next time, have a great week. And the road to 5 subscribers continues. Let's get it. Alright, peace out. Bye.